Hello and welcome to an update about Auspol Explained. I'm your updated host, David, with my updated curly hair. You know, how physical appearances slowly change over time. My hair is just getting slowly shorter. Doctors are very confused. They call it the hair shrinky disease. But anyway, I've been doing episodes basically every fortnight since this began, and that's too much, man. That's too much. Sometimes adulthood comes with a thing called a job, which I now have, which means that I will be doing these monthly instead. Well, fingers crossed, I don't know how busy I'll be. This does mean that YouTube has less of a chance to realize I exist and, you know, do all the algorithmic-y tick up in search thingies that frequent uploadings enable. So, you know, please consider sharing some episodes that you enjoy. It genuinely means a lot every single time anyone, anywhere shares them. I get a bit of joy. It's kind of like Santa Claus, only instead of knowing if you're good or bad, I know if you share them, and it just makes me happy. I'm like, ooh, thank you, Jason, in New South Wales. That was pretty nice of you. In the meantime, by the way, you can always ask me small questions that I will have quick explainers to on TikTok. I have TikTok Auspol Explained, where I will have fun historical facts, like this one that I will edit in.
So normally, the government has a majority in the House of Representatives, but usually doesn't have a majority in the Senate. So they control one chamber, but then they have to sort of negotiate in the second. But one time this was completely reversed. In 1919, Billy Hughes was the Prime Minister, leading the Nationalist Party. The thing is, he lost a bunch of seats in the House of Representatives and still managed to become government, but with a slight minority. However, in the previous election, they had won all of the seats up for election in the Senate, and then in this election, they had won all except for one. And so the only member of the Senate from 1920 to 1922 that was not part of the Nationalist Party was Albert Gardner, a Labour member from New South Wales. The only one in the entire Senate!
Wow, what an interesting TikTok, I guess. Whatever it was, I will decide in post. I don't know which one you just watched. And sometimes I will have quick and simple explanations for answers. Yes, it is possible for me to explain to you what things are without taking 15 to 25 minutes to go into a deep dive of the past 120 years history of it. Shocking, I know, huge if true. And also don't forget that Auspol Explained is in podcast form. If you are visually impaired or don't actually like YouTube videos, you can always learn all the same things on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those sort of places all those places where podcasts are hosted. As always, comment below what you would like to learn about next. Not only does it help, you know, the algorithm, but it also helps me come up with ideas because I'm like, what do I write about next? There's so many things. And hey, now is as good as time as any to support me on Patreon because I charge per episode, and therefore, as I'm doing less episodes, you'll save money. You won't be charged as often. So get on that. Link in the description. And of course, like me on Facebook, Auspol Explained. I don't have an Auspol Explained Twitter. If you look up Auspol Explained on Twitter, there is somebody else called Auspol Explained. They are not me. They also don't have they haven't used Twitter in like ages, so I think that's a clue. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course, as always, I will see you next time.